Here are 5 principles to help you build better single select questions. Principle number 1. Whenever possible, use a direct question instead of an incomplete statement. Take a look at this example. In this example, since it's not a direct question, it's very vague and it's difficult to understand what's really being asked. If we rewrite this as a direct question, we can provide the learner with some more context and make it much easier to understand what the question's asking. Now, there are still some problems with this question, so that leads me to principle number 2. Principle number 2, all choices should be parallel. Now, what we mean by parallel is choices should be grammatically the same as far as structure. They should relate to the question in the same way, and they should generally be the same type of thing. So look at our example again. Now, in this example, the choices aren't parallel at all. The first 2 choices are land masses, and so they relate to our question. The correct answer is going to be one of those. The second 2 can't possibly be right, so those are just distractors, but they're confusing because Jamaica is a country and it was a colony. So we would have a much better question if we rewrote those second 2 so that they're land masses too. So now all of our choices are parallel. Third principle, avoid stating questions in the negative. So here's an example of that. Which of the following was not President of the United States? So questions like this tend to measure reading comprehension of the question itself rather than specific knowledge or skills. And so we don't want to add in a not just to make the question harder or trickier. So much better to rewrite this question as a multiple select question. Multiple select would allow the learner to pick multiple correct answers, and we could get rid of that not. Principle number 4 then, again about the choices. All choices should be plausible. Take a look at this example. It's okay to occasionally throw in a humorous choice, but if you really want your questions to measure or promote learning of the subject matter, you should really at least give some plausibility to all your choices. So in this example, choice B, Pee Wee Herman, that's a throwaway. But there's also a problem with response D, Barack Obama. So we could correct this or improve this question if we replace those 2 as more plausible choices. All right, last one, principle number 5. Avoid using none of the above or all of the above as a choice. Now this is a big one, so look at this example. Again, a question about the presidents. Which of the following served as President of the United States? We've got several options, and then down at the bottom we've got all of the above. Now, when a learner encounters this question, they're going to know that either all of the above has to be the correct answer, or all of the above was just added to make this a tricky question. And so we don't really want to measure the learner's test-taking savvy. We want to measure whether or not they actually know this information. So much better, again, to rewrite this one as a multiple choice question and just get rid of that last answer. So that's all I have, but there's plenty more to talk about when it comes to single select questions. So add your comments and examples to this video.